Hey, it's Leah here, and welcome back to Making the Album. I'm just giving you an update on what's been going on with my whole album creation and where I'm at. So, I promise to keep it real. I'm not going to make things sound more flowery than they are, because let me tell you something. It has been hard. It's been really tough. This is probably the hardest time I've ever had with writing an album. And I've been reading a lot of books. I know I said I'm not supposed to be reading nonfiction, but the truth is that there's a few nonfiction books that have really been getting me through these tough times and have really taken me to the next level. And I just want to share with you what I'm doing. So I'm going to give you a few books that I have read, that I am finishing right now, that have really helped me break through a few things. Like we've talked a lot about writer's block. And I've discovered a little more about why that even happens to begin with. And one of the most important books that I'm going to recommend to you is called The War of Art, and it's by Steven Pressfield. The entire premise of this book is written to artists, entrepreneurs, anybody who needs to produce something, who was born to do something important. Even if you never get famous or something, but it's in your blood to do something, and it's really for creators, writers, authors, anything like that. And here's the thing. This is why I realized why it's been so hard for me. I've never really struggled with songwriting. Usually I can sit down and I can just start coming up with ideas. Usually that's never been a problem for me. This time it's been very difficult, partially because I've discovered, there's two people really living in my head. There's the entrepreneur and there's the artist, and they are really at odds with each other. They're always competing for dominance. And so part of my personal struggle has been letting go a little bit of the entrepreneur side and saying, you have a place, but you need to relax and just, turn that switch off and go full on into artist mode, which is extremely difficult for me. Because that other entrepreneur side just really wants to take dominance. And so, in my head, this sounds crazy, right? Like I don't think I have multiple personalities. It's just more of like it's an artist thing. It's the artist brain. It's a left brain, right brain conundrum that a lot of us face. So, and you have that too, by the way. If you have a day job, you go to work, you show up, you clock in. You have to be the employee or the business owner or the student. You have to walk in and use a certain part of your brain. The artist switch usually has to get turned off. And then when you go to write music, suddenly you're supposed to switch on the other side of the brain, switch on the right brain, turn off the student or off the employee switch and be that other person. The War of Art is really the one that I want to focus on. That book is short. It's a very short read. And it's quite life-changing, and you should probably read it more than once. I'm going through my second time right now. And the whole idea behind it is about this, what he describes as a force called resistance. And I did a social media post on this earlier in the week. And basically, anybody who's talented or creates anything experiences this. It comes in many forms. A lot of times it comes in the form of procrastination. It's the writer who knows he needs to sit down and write at his computer, but instead would rather go do the dishes, do the laundry, pick up dog poop in the yard. I mean, he would do anything to basically avoid sitting down and doing his work. And what he's saying is that is literally the difference between an amateur and a professional. The amateur will avoid, because he knows it's painful. It's going to be excruciating when I first sit down to do it. It's going to hurt, and I'm not going to enjoy it, and what's going to come out is going to be complete crap. Whereas the professional basically embraces it. It's not that they experience it differently. It's the professional sits down and does it anyway. They push through it. That's kind of the premise of the book, but I highly recommend reading it. He has all kinds of amazing quotes in there that you could print out and have in front of your face for those who struggle with motivation and just doing the hard thing. So this is really helping me right now. Basically, the hardest part of pushing through is initially it's going to feel like you're pushing a boulder up the hill. And that's what I've experienced with writing songs. The funny thing is that once the boulder gets over the hill, it's downhill from there. So at some point it does break and the creativity will flow. But until that point, it's a struggle. It's hard, it's painful, it's uncomfortable. We don't like it. And that's why we kind of avoid that pain. But the professional, if you're gonna be a professional musician or you just want to get serious, you've got to push through it. And that's what I'm doing. I'm pushing through it right now. It's very uncomfortable. And I was going to say, the funny thing is that when I look at the songs that my demos now that I have, I'm really proud of them all and I love them all. And it's probably going to be my best work ever. And here's the myth that I have believed. It sometimes will cross your mind that if you're truly talented, if you're really good at something, it's going to come easy. If you're really supposed to do this, it's going to come easy to you. It's just going to flow. You're just going to get in the zone and it's not going to be a problem. That is totally false. One way that Steven Pressfield put it in his book is that talented artists, the difference between a professional artist and an amateur artist is the professionals will approach it and say, this album is killing me, or this book is killing me trying to write this thing. Whereas the amateur doesn't write it at all. So the professional struggles through the pain, whereas the amateur would rather avoid the pain entirely and not do it. And therefore, they will never write their symphony. They'll never do the next album. They'll never do the tour. They'll never pursue the dreams that they have had since childhood. That's the difference. It is pain tolerance. How much pain tolerance do you have? How uncomfortable are you willing to get in order to achieve the end result that you ultimately want? That's where I'm at. I'm doing it, okay? I'm going through the pain, no pain, no gain. This is totally my experience right now. And it's going to be amazing though. When I come out the other end of this, I'm going to be so much more fulfilled. I just know it. I'm going to be really proud of this album. I am really excited to be trying some new things to increase, the 5 income streams that I've already got going. And by the way, probably in the near future, I will be sharing more about the income that I made this last year in 2016 as the year end rolls up and I start doing taxes and all of that. I'm really happy with what I made strictly from music sales and merchandise on my website, especially for the fact that I did nothing musically. I released no music. I really didn't do much of anything to do with my music at all, except for a couple automated systems I have going, which allowed me to continue building my Facebook fan page, which, by the way, just recently hit over 100,000 followers. So I'm really proud of that. And I kept building my fan base around the world, my email list, and a whole bunch of things. So for the fact that I really took my focus off of my music in 2016, I'm really happy with the income I made. So I'll share more about that in the future. And I'm looking at, I'm coming toward the end of my writing. I'm probably about 3 songs to go. We'll see what happens. Usually at the end, when I know, okay, we're wrapping up, this is how many songs is going to go on the album, what'll happen is, like Murphy's Law, I'll get some kind of creative, influx, and out comes a few more songs, and usually they're the better ones. So we'll see what happens. I'm not putting the pressure on myself to make that happen, but it has historically happened to me before. So I'm coming to the end of my writing. I'm starting to look to the future about what I'm going to be doing with my marketing, how I'm going to release this next album. Am I going to do things different than I did last time? I'm excited to experiment with a few new things. I hope you keep following me because I will be sharing with you what I'm doing. And hey, I'm going to keep it real for you. And this is Making the Album. I hope you're encouraged by this short video, and we'll talk to you soon.